Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously.
That you want me, I promise that I won't say nothing. Shut it up, shut it up. I'll give it to you, no interruption. And you're home, oh, on the phone, all alone, I'll give it to you, no interruption. In your house, oh, on the couch, name the time and the place and the phone. And I will show.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at Art Southampton. This is a wonderful event. It's right here at the Nova Park Project. And I am here with Bob Chaloner, who is a very important person when it comes to the Southampton Hospital. This event, most of the proceeds, I understand, are going towards the hospital. Is that correct?
They do. The event makes a donation. They have been every year since they've been in Southampton to the hospital. And we're very, very grateful for the work they do.
Now tell my audience, what do you think of this event this evening?
I think this event is fantastic. It's such a wonderful place to view really amazing contemporary art. People watching is always a lot of fun, and they just do such a professional, fantastic job pulling it all together. And to think last week it was just a field.
That's right, it was just a field, and tonight look at all these beautiful paintings and sculptures worth millions of dollars.
Absolutely, the artwork is just, it's so varied too, and things you just wouldn't see anywhere else. I mean, you'd have to spend months traveling gallery to gallery to see this art anywhere else. So.
Now this event has been donating most of the proceeds towards the Southampton Hospital since its inception, since the very beginning. Am I correct in saying that?
It has, and the folks that organize this do work very closely with the hospital each year. They bring the art, they organize it, and then they make a nice check every year to the hospital, which is really, really wonderful.
It is truly wonderful. And you're getting ready now to have your own event. Tell my audience about that.
Our summer party is the first Saturday in August. It's kind of I call it the super party of the Hamptons.
It certainly is. I go every year, and it certainly is.
We count on seeing you there, and it's just a great event. It's the place to be on the first Saturday in August every year. And we have some special treats planned for people this year also. So
tell my audience what that could be.
Well, we have a whole new thing we're doing with the food that I think will be really spectacular.
With the food?
Yeah, the food is going to be very, very spectacular. So I don't want to give too many. I don't want to take away the surprise, but I think it'll be something.
I know you guys have a dinner, but is it going to be like a cocktail hour?
It'll be the cocktail hour, food, and also the dinner. Also, it'll really be amazing.
Oh my God, I'm going to look forward to that.
We can't wait to see you there. I hope we'll see the
I can't wait to come. Tell my audience, it's so important, so vital. Where can we go to participate, contribute, and donate? What is the website?
Oh, thank you, Cognac. Just go to www.southamptonhospital.org. All the information is right on the hospital's website. If you can't find the website, just Google Southampton Hospital. It'll take you right to our website.
And also the event. Tell my audience the date of the event.
The date is, I think it's August 4th, whatever the first
August
Saturday.
6th.
August 6th, that's it. The
I
first
already
Saturday.
checked.
Thank you very
Kathy
much.
Lucas.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
It was
Kathy's
a pleasure
amazing.
interviewing you. Have a spectacular time tonight right here at Art Southampton. Give me a big hug and kiss.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we're here at Art Southampton. And I'm here with the gallery owner. She's featuring her art right here at this wonderful exhibit at the Nova Park Project. Introduce yourself to the camera.
I'm Jean Albano, and I'm from Jean Albano Gallery in Chicago.
Is this your first time?
No, this is my third time.
Wow.
here.
Tell my audience what you think of Art Southampton.
I think Art Southampton is very exciting. I think it's the highlight of the art season in the Hamptons.
Yes.
And I think the quality of the art in the galleries is very exciting, and that's why I come from Chicago. Although I happen to be in a unique position. I represent a lot of artists who live in the Hamptons.
I see that. You have quite a collection here. How many pieces of art are we seeing here, right here in your particular booth?
Probably about 20.
20.
But of the artists from the Hamptons, I represent all the artwork of Jules Feiffer.
I see. This is
who lives
beautiful.
in East Hampton, one of your famous Hamptonites. Over there is Donna Rosenthal, who does the fabulous dresses and lives in East Hampton. On the other wall, John Toriano, who's been in Sag Harbor for years. And then the paintings are by Bonnie Starr, who spends the summers with her brother Darren Starr in East Hampton as well.
So there's quite a selection of artists right here in this exhibit, right here from the Hamptons, in East Hampton.
We always say we're the Chicago Gallery with the Hampton storyline,
Oh my goodness.
which is fun.
And you're sharing, I see this gentleman here, he's a very famous
That's the
artist.
famous Jules Feiffer.
We had to get him to talk to us
We
as
do.
well.
He will be happy to.
Now, let me ask you, if we want to find out more information about your art, where can we go? Do you have a website?
Yes, www.jeanalbanogallery.com.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
I've been doing this for almost 30 years.
You do a spectacular job.
Thank
the
you.
artwork is amazing.
Thank you
Give me
so
a
much.
kiss, darling.
It was great to meet you.
Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
Thank you.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we're here at Art Southampton. And I'm here with this incredible artist who's going to introduce himself to the camera.
Hello, I'm Jules Feiffer, and I'm introducing myself to the camera. Hello, camera.
Yes, now tell my audience about your artwork that's being shown here this evening.
Well, it's a combination of cartoons that I've been doing over the years that appeared in the Village Voice, social and political, and drawings of dancers having a very good time for themselves. Couples, some based on Fred Astaire, some just have,
Love Fred Astaire.
and that's what I've got. And also on sale is my new graphic novel, Cousin Joseph, which is about to come out in 2 weeks, but is previewing its appearance right here.
Well, I see some of the artwork behind me. That is definitely Fred Astaire dancing up there. Do you have a favorite movie that Fred Astaire that you love to watch? I mean, he's had so many great films, but
Well,
is there
yeah,
anyone in particular that you love the most?
They change. For a long time, Shall We Dance was my favorite. I think my favorite now is Top Hat, but it moves, just as he changes, because he never stays the same as you see him. For example, I didn't know that he was that good or exciting in flying down to Rio, and I think that's quite wonderful. So he keeps changing as I keep changing.
Well, your artwork is amazing. Can you tell my audience where we could go to find out more information? Do you have a website, a Facebook page where we could go to look at your work?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Do you have a website? Can we go on the internet?
No, I don't have a website.
How do we find out about your work?
This is my dealer, Gene Albano. Go on Gene Albano, ALBANO, gallery.com.
Beautiful. Well, you are an amazing artist, and I hope that you sell a lot of paintings over the weekend.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Good champagne kisses. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here with Kevin OLeary, famous artist, and it's all about Art Southampton. Mr. OLeary, what a beautiful array of paintings. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Can you tell my audience how many pieces of art we're looking at right here?
We're looking at 21 different images that I've taken over my career. Many people don't know this, but in the 80s I was a professional photographer. I made my living doing this. So I've tried to capture some of my work across 4 different decades from different places all around the world. I worked for the television networks, and I also worked for the Olympics for a while. And I did a lot of different things in different countries, and I've named this exhibition Irreconcilable Images because each one of them kind of raises more questions than it answers, and I love to do that with photography.
Well, you do a beautiful job. These paintings, these photographs are just gorgeous. Tell my audience, what do you think of Art Southampton?
What do I think of Southampton? This is the most crazy place I've seen in a long time. You know, I used to come out here for Thanksgiving a lot. This time of year is nuts. I mean, it's so exciting. The whole world wants to be here in July, let's face it.
Yes, the whole world wants to be in the Hamptons. That is true.
And what I've just discovered today is they are here. And that's the problem. You can't get anywhere. So, anyways, it's exciting. This exhibit, you know, this art show is so iconic. It's got the greatest galleries. It's got some of the very best work. It's because where all the people are. And I think this is probably one of the biggest shows I've ever had.
Well, it's an amazing show. Now, tell my audience, there's also something very special behind this exhibit. It's for a very, very good cause. Nick Korloff, tell my audience about that.
Right. So Nick and Pamela, as the world knows now, because it's an international story, lost their son almost a year ago in a tragic boating accident. 2 teenagers lost. We don't know where they are. Obviously, it's a tragedy, but what's great about remembering Perry is that he was an entrepreneur, and so out of tragedy something great comes about. The foundation is formed. I sell this work to support the foundation, to help kids in grade 11 and 12 like he was pursue their entrepreneurial dreams. You know, nobody can ever imagine what it's like to lose a child that age, but if there's any good news at all, is we celebrate his life for others that are going to come forward in years to come. And I think he would have liked that if he could be here today.
So true, so true. And so it's just wonderful that you're here doing this and being a part of this Hampton scene and Art Southampton. So it's so important. I want you to tell my audience now where we could go to find out more information about you as an artist, as a photographer. Where can we go? What is your website?
Just go to my name, KevinOLeary.com. It's all there, and all the information about the charities there, and all my work is there, and everything I do is sort of encapsulated. My wine business, my photography business, and all of my Shark Tank companies. I love those too. There's 32 of them now. So, you know, I'm just trying to support young entrepreneurs. There's nothing more noble that you can do than become an entrepreneur and create a job for somebody. That's what Perry wanted to do. That's why we're celebrating him here.
Can you give advice to someone very young that wants to be an entrepreneur? What's the biggest advice you could give anybody out there who wants to be an entrepreneur?
Don't do it for greed or for money. Do it for personal freedom. If you're successful, you'll be free, and your family will be free, and anybody you want to support will be free. nothing more noble in America than starting a company. It's the number one pursuit of every entrepreneur. It's a wonderful thing to do.
You're the best. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. So more interviews right here at Art Southampton. Keep watching. Peace, champagne kisses. Darlings, I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with the internationally famous artist, Mr. Kevin Berlin. And we're here at Art Southampton, and he's here to promote his new exhibit, and it's all about the top hat. Tell my audience what inspired you. Of course, you've been wearing this top hat since I've known you, but what is it about the top hat that is so different and so unusual that you wanted to do this?
Well, when I was 18 years old, I won a gold medal from the White House that President Reagan gave me, and called the Presidential Scholarship. And at that time, I was invited to show artwork at the Bonwit Teller windows in New York City, where I'd never been. And my parents gave me a top hat.
Well, because that's a very elegant thing to wear.
And I've worn a top hat ever since. And very recently, people have been asking me, oh, where do I get a hat? Where do I get a hat? And my answer is always, I don't know, because I just had sort of one of a kind. And a year and a half ago, I saw a video on YouTube. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger's Secrets of Success. And he said one of his secrets was, you should be unrealistic. And I thought, be unrealistic? I'm really good at that. And so I thought, I'm going to make my own top hats. And so the last year and a half, I have pretty much reinvented the top hat.
You're going to give me one, even though I have one.
Oh, yours should be taller.
I want a taller one.
Of course, that can be arranged. And so I've restructured the top hat, so this is not your grandfather's top hat. First, it's a top hat for anyone. A top hat is for a lady, for a man, anyone who'd like to wear a hat.
Nicole Kidman wore it in Moulin Rouge.
Of course. You don't.
She had it with diamonds, rhinestones all the way around.
We can organize that. I think that's
yeah, I bet you can.
Especially for Southampton. But I've made the hat soft, so you can take it off. You can put it on someone else if you see it. I don't know if you can get a little zoom in there. There we go. I also completely re-sculpted the shape of the hat, the dome of the hat, because I'm a sculptor as well, so that it's irregular. So if the hat gets a little bit bumped, it's still going to look good. A traditional top hat, because it's symmetrical, if it gets even a little dent in it, it doesn't look quite as nice. So I've tried to make an everyday hat. And probably more important, I know a lot of artists, and I've noticed a lot of times it's not fun being an artist. Artists are struggling and they're suffering and
and they're so tragic.
They're like Van Gogh who cut off his ear, and poor Michelangelo who has cried his whole life.
It's so tragic.
I realize that it's
and they only get famous after they die. Some of these people.
Also, so I've decided that it's much more fun to be a fashion designer, because I've seen Roberto Cavalli and Calvin Klein, and they're on. Instead of being an artist, they're on a yacht drinking champagne, surrounded by beautiful ladies. So I decided I'm going to be
always surrounded by beautiful women, half dressed, might I add.
I've always been inspired by the Renaissance, and particularly some of the work by Botticelli. The Birth of Venus, for example. And there's always been an enormous appreciation for the human body. And a lot of the Renaissance artists believe that a person, the way Adam was created, are a reflection of the divine. And that's why an art object should be beautiful, because it should inspire. And the human body and the soul or the spirit that it has inside should also be beautiful. And an artist is sort of stuck using the surface to talk about the interior. And that's why I've chosen some very extraordinary and beautiful people to do my first ad campaign.
It's amazing. I must tell you, I'm in love. I'm in love with the top hat. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with the whole thing. First of all, I want to ask you, of course, black is the typical color, but can you get these top hats in different colors if you want to?
Well, this is the very first collection. I thought it was important to launch the classic black collection.
Absolutely.
If you notice, there's no logo, but if you look carefully at the hat, there is a There's a ribbon that has my signature 4-point part on the ribbon here, design, and so that you can recognize it as a Kevin Berlin New York hat, but you can decorate your hat. You can get one of these hats and you can add feathers. You can...
I do, but it's like. Mine is not as grand as yours. That's going to change, though. No, it's okay.
Okay. That's actually how Coco Chanel started out. She bought basic hats and decorated them. And that launched her whole career. But these hats are one of a kind. There's a limited edition of 100. They're being presented here at Art Southampton. There's a limited edition box, which is hand-signed. Every hat is numbered. And they're handmade in Florence, Italy.
Beautiful. Now let me ask you, if we want to find out more about you as an artist, as a fashion designer, as an avant-garde gentleman of today, where can we go?
First, kevinberlin.com. Second, Kevin Berlin New York. It's a new website where you'll be able to find more about the hats. And of course, if you look on Instagram, hashtag Kevin Berlin, you'll hopefully there's going to be
everything we need to find, right?
I hope so.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure interviewing you, and I'm enjoying this whole day. These top hats are amazing. Give me a kiss, darling.
You get a Italiano.
Italiano. And don't go away. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at Art Southampton. And I'm here with the gentleman that made this event happen today, Mr. Nick Korloff. Now, how many years has Art Southampton been going on?
Well, we're in our 5th year.
5th year? Oh, that's pretty amazing. The artwork gets better and better. Tell my audience why you decided to start this here in the Hamptons. Of course, you're very famous for doing it in Miami.
We do have a long reputation of hosting international, important contemporary and modern fairs. The idea of coming to the Hamptons was we felt there was an underserviced market in regards to having quality, blue chip, modern and contemporary work available for a very discerning audience. And so our goal 5 years ago was to clearly establish this fair as the number one contemporary
and modern fair. It most definitely is. It most definitely is. I mean, the artwork, oh my God, it's to die for. It really, really is. I've seen so many incredible pieces of art, so many famous people, so many wonderful things right here at the gallery. I mean, at this particular art fair. Now, tell my audience, do people in the Hamptons, do they want different kind of art as compared to like Miami?
I think a lot of people don't really realize how international the Hamptons are in regards to the audience that visits or lives here through the summer months. So it's a discerning audience with a variety of tastes. Our goal is always to have a very diverse program as far as young, emergent, mid-career, cutting-edge artists, along with very well-known established artists that everybody has heard of, whether it's the strong Warhols, Lichtensteins, de Koonings, even Picasso, and so forth. So I think that's the interesting thing about this market is it's very diverse. It's an audience that is culturally savvy. They know what they're looking at, and if they don't know, they're going to educate themselves. So it's a serious show.
Which is great because you have some very important people telling us about the art this afternoon on Saturday, how you should buy works of art, what you should look at when you decide to purchase an important piece of art, whether it be a sculpture, whether it be a painting. All those things are very vital in knowing, what you need to know when you do purchase art. Are you purchasing it because you want to buy it because you love the way it looks, or do you want to purchase it because it is an investment?
Well, it's a very important aspect to the show. I mean, being an owner and operator of fairs, in general, we're the advocates for the gallery system. And it's very important when you're collecting work to educate yourself. There are plenty of people that have the financial resources and the desire to collect work, but they really don't know how to go about doing it. And so the fair's responsibility is not just through the network of dealers to educate the audience, but to have symposiums that really provide answers to all those questions. And that's the wonderful thing also about this show, is that people can walk around and It's not Miami in December, which is a wonderful time, but it's very fast-paced.
I want to go to that, by the way. I'm looking forward to going this year to Art Basel.
It's an amazing experience. I mean, we're Art Miami, and it runs at the exact same time as Art Basel. We were the original contemporary art fair, but there's a responsibility to educate the audience, and that's what our dealers really do well, but also our programming and symposiums are all about.
Now, you've had very interesting people here this weekend, like Brooke Shields, who was doing a whole thing at the Academy of Art.
Yeah. So Brooke curated A Call of the Wild, and what she did was she's a new trustee at the New York Academy of Arts. She has a wonderful eye, and she's a collector herself. But having access to those students at the New York Academy of Art, she was able to walk in and curate a booth. And what we do is we donate the stand to the Academy, and then the money that they sell from the works in the booth that Brooke curated, half of it goes to the artists and the other half goes to the Academy for future programming and so forth. We're very proud of that relationship, and she did a wonderful job. I mean, really, we've had April Gornick, we've had Eric Fisher.
She's a pro.
Yeah, well, she's a pro at many different levels. I mean, she's so kind, she's so smart, she has a great eye, and I think her message with everybody is the environment and wildlife and how important it is, but also her show shows how the work, some of the animals and some of the figurative work is really tied into trying to live and survive in modern day in the city and landscapes of modern day. And the New York Academy is really generally a figurative school of art where students paint and she used animals, and I think it's beautiful and it really ties into the Hamptons.
And you also had Kevin OLeary here with his artwork, which is basically wonderful photographs.
Right. So Kevin's been a lifetime photographer. Everywhere he's traveled for his entire life since he was a young adult. He's always photographed, and he put a collection together called Irreconcilable Images, which we launched in February at our Art Wynwood show, and that's to benefit the Perry J. Cohen Foundation and teenage entrepreneurs. So all that money goes literally to a foundation that's based for my son, and we're going to donate it to young teenage entrepreneurs to get their business.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's great, and the work is so well received. It's amazing. I mean, in a very short period of time, we've sold well over 30 works of his art, and for any artist, to launch in an international fair and be received so strongly is a great message. I mean, we've had wonderful collectors buy his work. So.
And lastly, my favorite, which I wore the top hat for, Mr. Kevin Berlin.
Kevin Berlin.
With his top hats.
With his top hats and his girls in the bikinis. It never stops with Kevin.
I told my husband he missed that on Thursday night.
I don't think anybody else did. But now Kevin's always been a great asset to the Hamptons. He's somebody who's a wonderful artist. He's got a great spirit, lots of energy, and
he just wants to have fun, darling.
He's always having fun. We like Kevin, so we're happy to have him here also.
I want you to tell my audience, lastly, where can we go to find out more information about Art Southampton? What is the website?
Well, the website is obviously www.art-southampton.com. And
beautiful.
It's right there. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pig Champagne Kisses.
Fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.